Alrighty, we are back. Very, very big game today, and it has shown, considering the already insane support on the stream, can I say. I think this is a record for me for the most amount of people in the stream, especially before the stream's even started, so thank you guys for all the support already. I see a lot of you in chat too. We'll get onto the lineups in a second because, again, very, very exciting game. We're playing our final preseason game, at least the final one that's being televised. There might be a couple or, behind closed doors games played before the season starts, but we're going to see a Chelsea team that is as close to what a starting Premier League side would be for this Chelsea team under Xabi Alonso. Obviously, Xabi Alonso going back to his former club in Real Sociedad today. Them coming to us, but yeah, and again, at Stamford Bridge, what more could you ask for? So we're going to, I'll give you live commentary. If you're listening to me on Tribuna, which I imagine quite a lot of you are, I appreciate you hanging out. I will have to, when I go for my, when I actually swatch the other screen, it will give you links to that. But yeah, let's talk about the two lineups real quick here. Can we get I almost forgot to do this. I'm not going to forget to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
Do I have the... Oh, wait. Boom. I'm supposed to do that. There we go. That's our game today. Man. So let's move into... I know a lot of you guys are probably going to have questions about where you can watch the game because there are so many of you in here. I will let you know that I am specifically... let's move into this screen. I am specifically... Actually, wait. We need to be in this so I can show the Twitter. I'm specifically watching this on CFC Plus. It is a $12.99 subscription that lasts the whole year, so I think it's very, very good. And people are going to be asking, am I showing the match here? No, absolutely not, because that is illegal. And I feel like a lot of people would. A lot of people should already know that, let's be honest, but there we go. Let's get the two teams up, starting with our opposition today. Can we get up this one? So, Real Sociedad are, again, their team is pretty much their first team too. There's not many players here that I would imagine aren't playing for them throughout the season, so... Alex Ramiro in goal, he's obviously their number one. We've got Adam Buru as the right back. On the left-hand side, I believe, will be Sergio Gomez. For their two fullbacks, the centre-backs today are John Martin and Beitia, who are the two, they should be the two centre-backs today. Then they're playing a 4-2-3-1, so very standard for them. They've got Sucic and Carlos Soler as two deeper midfielders, with Kubo on the left-hand side of the three ahead of those two, I imagine. They could play either way. It's Take and Barene who are playing as the two wingers today. Oscarson playing as the number 9 up top. And the stream has just randomly started in my ears, so that's fun. Who's the 10 today? I've forgotten who the 10 is. Herrera. Obviously, very, very veteran player in Herrera is playing as the 10. Or should be playing as the 10. This could be a 4-3-3. It could be 3 across with Herrera, Soler, and Sucic. But I imagine Soler and Sucic are playing a little bit deeper. I can hang on once I finish doing the Chelsea lineup. I can get a link for where I'm watching it. Chelsea team. This is more. Oh, I should say actually before I move to Chelsea team, there are some interesting names on the bench for them. I think the main three that I should point out is they've got Zubeldia on the bench. They've got Oyarzabal, obviously, who's probably their best player on the bench. But one player I really wanted to point out specifically is Zakarian, who was once upon a time supposed to be a Chelsea player, but because of certain politics and his Russian citizenship, he was not allowed to sign for us, so that's fun. It'll be interesting to see if he plays. The Chelsea lineup is much more important because this again, is very, very similar to what I expect to see us throughout the kind of whole of the Premier League season, barring any injuries. The only interesting one for me is Pedro Neto playing as the left wing back, because this is, as you can see from the starting players, a 3 at the back system. We're playing that 3-4-2-1 with Fofana, Maxence Lacroix, who's making his debut today, and Colwill as the back 3, obviously Sanchez in net. Palestra on the right hand side, I would imagine, as the right wing back, with Neto on the left, although this could be the other way around. We did see that in the previous fixture, with Palestra can play on the left or the right. He's a 2-footed player. The 2 central midfielders are our captain today, Reece James, who plays for the first time in this preseason, and Moises Caicedo, who stands next to him. And then, of course, the two 10s are behind Joao Pedro, who's obviously starting as the striker, is Cole Palmer, and again, our record signing for this window in Morgan Rogers. So yeah, no, I will not be showing the game here. I cannot do that because of copyright. Again, it's a very, very cheap subscription if you want to get the game. Hang on, let me actually, because of that, because a lot of people will be asking. Let me hide this. I'm gonna move into this screen, and I can actually get the. I'll get the link. So if you want to watch it, here is where you can. That's the place you can get it, and obviously it supports the club for doing that. So yeah. In terms of the bench, I'm not going to put this back up, but in terms of the bench, let me just quickly mention 2 goalkeepers in Penders and Slanina, Josh Achampong as the central defender on the bench. No Tosin, which is interesting. I will say this is a very trimmed down squad from what we've been seeing in preseason. This is very close to what we should see from a Chelsea starting 11 in the Prem. So Josh Achampong is the only central defender on the bench. New signing Pep Chavarria is on the bench too, with Gusto, who's I think making his first appearance off the bench. Harto's on the bench. Sugo, Lavia, Barco, and who is again another one of the debutants, and of course Enzo Fernandez, who has committed to Chelsea, and because of obviously we set that deadline for Man City, they said nope, we're not going to buy him. We said cool, right, well screw you then. So Enzo's here to stay for the foreseeable future, which is good. And then the 3 attackers off the bench are Estevao, Gittins and Quenda, which does leave us without a striker on the bench, I will say, but Joao Pedro can play a full 90, so I'm not going to complain too much there. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think there's much more to say. I'm going to get the stream up in my ears. And the players are warming up now. Oh, I should say bingo card. I haven't changed much on here since the last time. I will say, obviously, because I missed the stream against for the previous game where that was a wild, unprofessional football match that I'm honestly I'm quite glad that I wasn't streaming for, because I lost my head during that game. So I'm glad I didn't have to stream that. We have new additions to the bingo card. We have a Barco ping. This is just for, we know how good of a progressive passer Valentin Barco is. If he does one of those pings that we often see him do, that'll be ticked off. We have Rogers for a goal/assist today. Again, he's in the starting 11. We have correct prediction today. I've gone for 2-0. I've been a bit conservative there. I do think we can score more than that, considering the high amount of attacking quality players that we have on the pitch. But I'm being a little bit conservative because Sociedad are a very good team. Over 3 yellows is normal, a brace is normal, set piece goal is normal. We have a goalie worldie. I put this because I didn't know which goalie would be starting today. I thought that Penders might have been given the opportunity to play, but he hasn't been. We have a new addition, goal/assist. This is for any player that has come into the squad since the last game, getting a goal/assist. So someone like Enzo, someone like Barco, someone like Pep Chavarria, for example. Chelsea win, obviously. Always have this on here. We have a worldie, we have a red card, we have Alonso ball in full flow, we have the free space, which we'll probably find something to tick that off for. Forgot the timer, I'll try not to forget the timer today. Stop showing replays. This is for when the replay operators really annoy me when they keep showing the replays when the game is being played, so that can be done. We have a fullback goal/assist. I should change this technically to a wingback goal/assist, actually. What time is the game? The game kicks off in 5 minutes, so 2 p.m. British Standard Time. I don't know what that is for you. We have an ex-Chelsea goal/assist. I don't know why this is on here, because this shouldn't be on here. What I will tick that off for is for if Zakarian gets on the pitch, because that's technically, ex-Chelsea, let's say. Caicedo is the player who I've picked for my player of the match today. We have a debut that can be ticked off immediately because we've got a couple of debuts already happening. Ref mistake. We have 3 at the back, which we can tick off again because that's happening. I put boos here because I do think there is a couple of players in our lineup that might get booed by the crowd. So that's there. And then Joao Pedro goal to finish off the bingo card. The liquidator is now playing and the players are now coming out onto the pitch. And there is a "We Hate Tottenham" chant going throughout, which I still hate to this day. Oh, Real Sociedad, by the way, playing in a red strip today. We are playing in our home kit, obviously, as the home side. We have had a pretty mixed pre-season so far. Let's hopefully finish it off strong with again, a team that is very similar to what we should expect in the Premier League. I would hope to see a very good, strong performance to lead us into our opener in 8 days' time, I believe it is. For the new campaign. So hopefully we can put this game to bed quite quickly and see some of the players off the bench as well. I'm going to keep putting the stream link in chat. In fact, I'm actually going to pin this because I know a lot of people are going to ask. That is where you can see the game. I don't know if there is other places where you can watch it in terms of different regions. In fact, I should actually check the sponsor of today's stream, Tribuno, because they do often have they often do show on the website where else the game is being shown. I'm not sure if they will do that for preseason games, but we can check. I cannot find it for now. Hang on. Yeah, unfortunately they aren't actually. I don't think for preseason games they actually show where it's being shown. I will say I'm the only person who's supposedly doing audio commentary, so again, if you are listening to me from Tribuno, I do thank you for joining me today. I'm trying to listen to the call-outs that Ben Barker is doing for the players to see if Enzo gets booed. I don't think he did. And a big cheer for Xabi Alonso, who's been given a call-out as well, which is good to see. Also, the quality on the CFC Plus stream it says it's 1080p, but it is absolutely not. What's going on? It's probably because I'm streaming, actually. My encoding has gone weird. I won't forget the timer because I've always forgot to do that. Players are huddled up. I will say as well, I've put Maxence Lacroix as number 23. I don't actually know what his official number is. Oh, Nat, welcome in. Yeah, perfectly on time. I don't know what number Maxence Lacroix is. I imagine he's taking Chalabar's 23. But he could also take the 26 if he gets the blessing from John Terry. We never know. So we'll have to see what number he is. But I've put him as 23 in my little lineup thing on the left. I will say as well that that Real Sociedad are following in our footsteps in terms of not having player names on the back of their shirts, which is going to be a bit confusing. So that's fun. We've got blonde Moises Caicedo again, by the way, so he's going to lock in. It will be Chelsea to take the kickoff from right to left with Cole Palmer on the centre spot. The kickoff is a little bit delayed. And a big carefree chant goes throughout the crowd as well. And we are underway. Ball is going to go all the way back to Robert Sanchez to take a long goal kick. Straight away seeking out Joao Pedro, who's not able to get on the end of the ball, but A little bit of head tennis will see the ball eventually fall to Palestra, who is playing on the left, I will say. Palestra on the left, which means Pedro Neto on the right as the wing-back on that side. First touch for Maxence Lacroix, who I believe is the number 5. I think I've just seen on the back of his shirt. Real Sociedad quickly getting their foot on the ball, though. Let me quickly change that. He's actually number 5. Which means that vidIQ is basically gone here. High press from Chelsea, as we often will see under Xabi Alonso, forces Alex Romero to go long. Palestra not able to get on the end of that, but Moises Caicedo should sweep up and does. Brilliant work. Another touch for Maxence Lacroix, who's getting on the ball a lot early here, which is good to see. Here's Palmer, who's dropped deep. Here's Colwell. In fact, I say it's a back 3. It might not be a back 3. It might actually be a back 4 with just Palestra playing as a left back here. It really depends on where Fofana is. Here's Joao Pedro. Good hold-up play from him. Caicedo to Palestra, who makes the run off the ball. Plays it in for Morgan Rogers across the box, and the deflection off the defender. It makes it a little bit easier for Alex Romero to get hold of. CFC Plus not working. Honestly, I've watched every single game on CFC Plus, and it has been atrocious the entire time. It's been so annoying. Like, there's not been a single stream that hasn't been dodgy at some point. Here's Kubo. He's going to play a ball in behind already for Scarson, but he was offside, and his attempt, despite him being offside, was wildly wide anyway. We should probably expect to see quite a lot of that from Real Sociedad today, playing those early balls in behind as we play quite a high line. Where am I watching the game from? It is here. Here's Wes Fofana. To Lacroix. It's a run by Joao Pedro. He's not picked him out, though. Here's James. And already we're seeing those rotations happening in the back line, where James has already moved into kind of a central centre-back role at that point. Oh, ball forward from Palestra is cut out by Kubo, who's not particularly playing as a right winger. He's kind of playing a little bit like a right wing back at this point in time. Joao Pedro. Great hold-up play from him, and he's been hacked down really badly, and there will be a foul on the centre circle. Not sure who made the tackle on him. I think that could have been Sucic. Oh, it was Herrera who made that tackle. The crowd is pretty good. Seems like there's quite a lot of guys in the stadium today. Here's Pedro Neto. Reece James to Colwell. Now Palestra on the left hand side. I will say Palestra is quickly becoming a crowd favourite. Every time he gets on the ball, it does seem like he wants to go forward, and I think the crowd appreciate that. Here's Caicedo. Caicedo trying to pick out Pedro Neto, who made the run on the right hand side, but unable to pick him out. It's defending to do over on the right hand side for Fofana, who does it well, and it's forced Real Sociedad all the way back. Here's Herrera. Now John Martin. Sucic. Some pressure on him. And he's going to force them all the way back to Alex Romero. Good step in from Colwell to win the ball from the long pass forward. It's Palestra. It's Reece James. Through the lines. Caicedo. Colwell, who stepped up. Now Palestra. Would like to see Rogers get on the ball a little bit more. It's Colwill. James. Out wide to Pedro Neto. Good work from Chelsea here. He can put a ball in if he wants to. Cuts one way and then the next. Ball needs to go in eventually. It hasn't. Ball's fallen for Fofana. Who I will say Fofana's wearing the number 3 at the moment. Here's Pedro Neto cutting inside and gets it to Palmer. In the box. Chops away and gets it across for Palestra. Oh my goodness, he couldn't quite hold of it. Here's Caicedo on the edge of the box to take a strike, and it's wide of the left post. We'll have to update my lineups. One sec. Fofana is actually 3. It's Carlos Soler. Aramburu. The ball's going to go back to Romero. High press from Joao Pedro will force him across the box. The ball has gone in behind, but Reece James will clean that up pretty quickly. That high press from Chelsea is forcing them to play passes that they do not want to play. It's Palestra. Ball across to Lacroix, who's going to play the ball forward. Cole Palmer. He plays the ball over the top for Pedro Neto. It's a great run, and if he can get on the end of it, I don't know if he can. He was quick enough to get on the ball, but I don't think he kept it in. Palestra to take the throw. Joao Pedro is thrown off the ball for a throw on the left-hand side. Tackle from Herrera. Ball over the top, seeking out Joao Pedro. Is Palestra. He gets it back to Caicedo. Now James. He plays out wide for Pedro Neto. Space for him to move here and to loft the ball into the box. And it has gone into Morgan Rogers. It's a tap in for Morgan Rogers after the header from Joao Pedro. Welcome to Chelsea, Morgan Rogers. And that is 1-0 Chelsea. And that's a new addition, goal/assist. I'm going to try and... is there anything else we can get off here? Don't think so. Technically, Pedro Neto is playing as a fullback today, but he didn't get the final ball, so... Yes, I'm glad that some people in chat understand that. I missed the goal because the shitty website. Yeah, it froze after he scored, which is not great. It's a good ball in for Pedro Neto up to Joao Pedro at the back post, who heads it across to Morgan Rogers. Easy tap in. Or in fact, he actually heads this on goal, and the goalkeeper saves it and spills it straight to the feet of Rogers, who taps it in. Still won't even show the game. Weird. It's frozen again for me. The thing is, which is frustrating, is that it's not the actual stream, it's the provider of the stream, because the graphics are still moving, but the actual television is frozen. And it's doing that for me. I think the best solution is just to refresh and hope that it fixes itself. In doing that, it has now completely stopped. Brilliant. The whole website is cooked. I can't even log in on another device. Yeah, mine has also stopped, which is brilliant. I shouldn't have refreshed my stream, because at least I had audio commentary, and now I don't. I do fully expect, like, the club should probably give refunds to the people that have paid subscriptions for this, because it has been so bad every single game. I don't think there's been a single game where it hasn't done this, which is really frustrating. In fact, I'm actually gonna restart the whole website. I'm just gonna go back and try and get back there. It's not available in your region, and you've watched every game so far. It's weird. I would suggest using a VPN. That might help. At least you saw the goal, yeah. Although, considering how well we're playing, we might get another couple. Whilst the stream is being all dodgy. Wondering if... Okay, the stream has completely just stopped working. Brilliant. That is excellent. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna keep having to put this link in chat, but it's not actually working at the moment. So, like, where can you watch the game at the moment? Absolutely nowhere. The stream has crashed, which is brilliant. Hopefully they fix it soon. I'm actually gonna go onto Twitter to see if there's anyone providing a solution. Oh. Bro, this is jarring. Also, I will say I've just seen that Barco has taken Tosin's number as well, which is interesting. Oh my god. Can they sort their shit out? For real? Okay, I might have to actually completely restart my browser and hopefully see if that works. What on earth is happening? Yeah, it's a bit weird, the numbers being that way around. It probably will be. Again, preseason numbers aren't final or anything, so I wouldn't look too much into that. I said they've made Barco 4, which is bizarre. All the streams seem to be cooked too, yeah. Well, I think it's because the majority of those other platforms, let's say, are just taking the stream from CFC Plus, and because CFC Plus is down, like, all of those will go down too. Please stop spamming your Discord in my chat, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, the stream is still cooked, so this is great. Okay, well. I've just seen someone tweet out that CFC Plus is more useless than 22-23 Kai Havertz, and yeah, I can agree with that. Supposedly Chelsea fans at the bridge did boo Enzo, actually, so I'm gonna take the boos for that on the bingo card as well. Oh my god. You think that a multi-billion dollar company, billion pound company would be able to set up a live stream? Come on, man. Do we know what's happening in the game? Absolutely not, because the stream has died. And no one is giving text commentary at the moment, which is although I guess I could try and see if there's text commentary from Google or something. It doesn't look like it. Can't find any text commentary, which sucks. Bro, this is actually jarring. Yeah, I've got the same problem. I said it seems to be a server-wide thing and not just a me or a you problem. Man, I can't even find like anyone talking about the games. I think everyone's in the same situation where they cannot get the stream to work. So that's fun. Yeah, it is a bit bizarre that our games are not free to watch anymore, because they used to be, but I think it's basically because they've included the preseason games in CFC Plus, which you get loads of other stuff with CFC Plus, which has been quite nice to see, like exclusive interviews and things like that. But I mean, let's be real, we're all here for the actual games, and not having the games working is incredibly annoying. I guess I can go to the Watch Center. Is there like text commentary in the Watch Center, maybe? We had an attempt save from João Pedro. Is the last thing we got. Yeah, so I think that even the text commentary is based on the actual stream, because it hasn't been updated since Roger scored. So that's great. Try using a Spanish VPN. Okay, we'll try. I will give that a go. Still loading for me. Use VPN. I can use the Real Sociedad YouTube channel. Wait, hold up. You might be cooking. Wait, you're actually cooking. Vamos, we are back in. We are absolutely back. The commentary is going to be in Spanish, which I will be able to understand, but not really transcribe. In fact, is there even commentary? I don't think they're even speaking. But at least we can see the game now. That's the main thing. So we're 20 minutes in and the ball is back with Lacroix. Here we go. Good shit for that, by the way, Nat. Like, I should have thought of that earlier. I didn't realise that the Real YouTube was just showing it. Here's Caicedo. If you want to watch it free, then that is an option. I do not endorse it, but that is an option. There we are. Here's Caicedo. Real Sociedad playing in a very, very deep formation now. Rodgers has made the run. The ball has gone over the top to Morgan Rodgers. Great touch. Can he put it across? He can. And it's whisked past the far post. And will fall for Cole Palmer on the opposite side. It's Pedro Neto. There's no commentary as well, which is really nice, so I can actually hear myself think for once. That's good to see. Ball lofted into the box and headed away. Here's Reece James. Ball forward to Rodgers. Here's Caicedo now. Palmer's giving it away. I will say this stream is working well, but the audio in the stadium is out of sync, which is really annoying. Who scored the first goal? It was Morgan Rodgers getting his first Chelsea goal. Is Wesley Fofana. Does keep it in, I think. No, he doesn't. Referee calls for a throw on the far side. Yeah, I think Rodgers has been pretty good so far. At least from what we've been able to watch. Yeah, it's just Joao Pedro just couldn't get on the end of that ball in from Rodgers. They're showing that replay. In fact, I can actually tick off the stop showing replay thing, because that was during the game. It's Beria. Up to Kubo. He's been tackled by Palestra. Another throw for Real. John Martin. Ball forward for Barrecha. I will say Chelsea have slowed down the press a little bit here and are allowing Real Sociedad to have a bit more of the ball than we were having before. Here's Kubo. Up against Palestra. He's going to walk into the box here. Plays the ball across. It's a good ball across too, but good defending from Reece James in there will stop that from advancing. Here's Joao Pedro trying to get away, but surrounded by players. But then the number 37 has given it away. A bit scrappy in the middle here. And it's a wild attempt from Herrera as he swiped at it from outside the box and it's gone over the top harmlessly. Yeah, wild effort from him. It's Robert Sanchez to bring the ball out. Plays it into Reece James. Now Colwell. Around the corner for James again. He's under pressure and he's giving the ball away here, James. Okay, we're kind of playing ourselves into a bit of trouble, but James recovered well there and the ball will go back to Colwell now. We just need to break that first line. And there's the ball to do it. Brilliant little dummy from Cole Palmer, but Joao Pedro can't quite get it to Rodgers. And now the ball's going to go forward for Kubo. He's got a 2v2 here. He's going to whip the ball. Wrong decision. He should have played that across the box. He tried to shoot himself and it's gone into the side netting. And there is going to be a hydration break, I believe, which is why there is resounding boos coming out from the Stamford Bridge crowd, which if I hadn't already ticked it off on the bingo card, it would have been ticked off now. Why is the live not streaming live? I don't know, man. The CFC Plus has been utterly awful, but if you want to have a different solution, Real Sociedad's YouTube channel is showing the game for free, as long as you have the means to access that. Is not having Palmer in my FPL crazy? I don't think he's in mine, if I'm being honest. Oh, speaking of speaking of FPL, if anyone's watching who wants to join the FPL, there'll be a link down in the description for my Discord. I run the FPL mini league from there. Obviously, the code is on screen, as you can see in the bottom of the screen, but I do all the updates and stuff from Discord. So if you want to get involved, I recommend joining the Discord, and we can talk about that. I should check. Do I have Palmer in my thing? I think I've got Rogers in my team, but not Palmer. I did the cheeky thing that I did last season, where last season I had a player in there that we were going to sign, and because obviously there's a limit on how many, there's a limit to how many Chelsea players or like players from one team you can have. So I think it's 3. So I put in players that I knew that we were going to sign, so it allowed me to keep them in the team. I think I've done that. I did that with Lacroix, I'm pretty sure. Can I see my team? I don't know how to see my team. It's not showing me. Oh no, I do have Palmer. I do have Palmer in there. I thought for some reason I thought I had Rogers. I guess it's because my team name is called the Jolly Rogers. I imagined that. I imagine that's who was in the team. But to the 4 Chelsea players I've got Lacroix, I've got Palmer, I've got Joao Pedro, and I've got one of the, I think Palestra, I think I've got as well. I had 5 Chelsea players at one point. Yeah, the thing is, last season I did a past and present, so like all of my players in my all of the players in my team were ex Chelsea or current Chelsea players. I decided this year I'm actually going to try. Like, I never try with my FPL, mainly because I don't have my ADHD doesn't give me the brain capacity to constantly check it every single week and like go, oh, well, this player's not going to play well against this team, so I don't have the brain capacity for it. So, like, I barely ever do. I'm going to try this season. I'm going to actually really try. That's what I said last season, but I'm like going to actually try. I'm not even doing a theme team, so like, you know, I'm actually serious. The game is now back underway after the hydration break. Here's Sanchez. Now for Fafana. Back to the Spaniard. Here's Colwill. I will say Real Sociedad pressing very, very high. Palestra's tried to play the ball around the corner, but it's been cut out by Kubo. The ball's going to go forward, but only as far as Colwill, who should shepherd this out pretty well. He needs some support here. Plays it down the line, but not going to be able to escape. Reece James will commit a foul, though. There's a decent opportunity here for Real Sociedad to put the ball into the box. The free kick about 28 yards away. Any Sociedad players you'd have at Chelsea. Oyarzabal, I think, would be the main one. He's clearly the best player. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Obviously, Zakarian, who was going to be Chelsea at one point. Is there? Carlos Soler, I think, is a decent player. I don't think he'd get in our team, let's be honest, but he's one of their better players as well. My scoreboard is showing 0-0. Is it now? Brilliant. Why has that not updated? Thank you for letting me know. This stream's been a disaster. You know what? I'm going to take the free space for CFC Plus being shit. I've decided that's what I'm taking the free space for today. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else in their lineup. Honestly, I probably would take Kubo. If we didn't have really good right wingers, I would take Kubo, who is standing over this free kick as the lefty. He's going to take it, and it's straight into the wall. We'll get it back here, though. Chance for him to put it across, and it's a brilliant... Oh my god, it's a fantastic save from Robert Sanchez. Well, that's getting ticked off on the bingo card already. Where's the goalie worldie? He saw this late, Sanchez, and he's a bit of an unorthodox stop, but very quick reactions to get a right hand out to the ball. Will be a corner to the Spaniards. Again, good work from Kubo, getting it across. Not sure who actually had the strike in the end. I think that was Oscarson. Ball will be whipped into the front post, and it's headed away by Joao Pedro. John Martin to recycle the ball in, but it's headed away by Lacroix. And then the referee is going to get in the way, and will be a drop ball. I'm surprised Palmer has not just received a card there for kicking the ball away pre-season and all that. I think he probably wouldn't have gotten away with that in a regular league game. Got about 15 minutes of the first half to play. Drop ball commences, and Real will come back at us now. Here's Herrera. Good ball around the corner. It's Borecha across the box, and oh my goodness, it's a great bit of defending from Lacroix to stop Oscarson from getting a tap in there as the ball flapped over the top of Sanchez. That save is insane, by the way. They're just showing a replay of that. Here's Wes to take the throw. Unable to stick. The ball's gone forward for Oscarson here. He's going to take... Oh, it's another brilliant save from Robert Sanchez. Coming out to stop the striker from getting a shot off on goal. Who has been injured by that collision, but I think Chelsea will play on. Palmer is now down, I believe, and the referee is going to stop the game for multiple injuries. Does anyone know if CSD Plus is back up, by the way? I'm not going to be watching it on that anymore, but like just in case anyone else asks. I'm just going to check to see if that's... Oh, it's an entire website server error. I've just seen. That's why the stream's not working. Brilliant. You know what? I want to give a little bit of credit to Lacroix, by the way, because he's put the striker off enough to stop him from getting a shot away early. And because of that, Sanchez has got the time to come out and grab this. The match is also available on Real Sociedad's YouTube channel if you do have access to that. It's good work from Pedro Neto, who's blazed past two players here. Searching up the pitch, but his first touch, or his second touch rather, is a little bit too heavy, and he will win his team a court. Oh wow, he's left this out for a corner because it blatantly came off the player, and the linesman's given it the other way for a goal kick. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. Good work from Neto though, playing as a wing back today. It'll be interesting to see once the season starts and Chavarria is, integrated a bit more, whether he plays. Obviously, there's been links today of him going to Al Hilal, Pedro Neto, so we'll see whether that happens. Good work from Caicedo in the middle to win the ball back. Here's James. Yeah, I think he's touted for like a £60-70 million move. Oh, it's given away by Rodgers. It's Oscarson, and a great tackle from Reece James, and Rodgers again getting tackled. He needs to, wake up a little bit there. It's a strike from long range, and it's wide. High and wide from the number 24. Now to Saudi, how much do you want from him? I think 60 million, at least. I think the lowest I would go is 55. Like, if we get 55 million, and I'm speaking in pounds here, if we get 55 million pounds for him, I think that's a good deal, honestly. Obviously, they're trying to replace Malcolm, who's left them, so I think that he's a good option for them. It's a lofty ball from Robert Sanchez seeking out Joao Pedro into the left channel. It's going to be headed down and picked up by Palestra, who's having a good battle out there with Kubo, for the record, who has actually won the throw off of Palestra. It's Anamburu to take the throw. Now John Martin. Oh, he's got to be careful, Martin. He's almost given that to Joao Pedro. Here's Alex Ramiro. He's going to loft the ball into the inside 10 space, but it's cut out by Pedro Neto. Now Reece James. Now Cole Palmer. Really want to see Palmer and Rodgers get on the ball a little bit more. I will say they're kind of playing. They're trying to play a bit off the ball more than on the ball, which is credit to Sociedad, honestly, for stopping us from being able to get the ball into them. It'll take about £70 for Garnacho, to be honest. I mean, we've already got. I think we've already shipped out Garnacho, so he's not our problem anymore. It's Lacroix. Now, Caicedo. Back to Sanchez. Long ball over the top, seeking out Pedro Neto on the right-hand side, who's not going to get onto the first ball, but might get onto the second. And he has kept it on here, Pedro Neto. He's been brilliant so far. And he's been brought down in the box. That should be a pen, but I think the referee's going to give it for the earlier foul on him as he was dragged outside the box. Yeah, free kick outside the box. Where am I watching this? I'm watching it currently on the Real Sociedad YouTube channel because the CFC Plus stream has decided to shit the bed. So yeah, you can watch it on their YouTube. Is the stream still okay, by the way? Because I've just gotten a verification thing because obviously I've had to swap to a proxy. So I've just got that. I think it should be okay. I imagine it'll be fine. Free kick for Chelsea. Will be Neto to take it. Played short. Oh, he tried to catch the goalkeeper out his near post there. Don't think that was the greatest strategy, let's be honest, but I would imagine Austin McPhee on the sideline is getting quite angry at the ball not going into the box there. Was he the new set piece coach? That is a good point. I can do that for you. Vamos. There you go. It's Caicedo. To Colwell. Now Palestra, chance for him to stretch his legs. He is going to go around the outside, but he's committed a foul there. Good defending from the number 2, Alan Buru. Is there anything else that I can tick off at the moment? Don't think so. I can't believe Neto has tried to shoot there, by the way. That's wild he's attempted that. High press from Chelsea has forced the ball to turn over. Here's Caicedo. Ball's gone up to Joao Pedro, who won't get on the end of it. A little bit of head tennis going on as the ball is bouncing all over the place. But it's eventually picked up by Colwell and now Palestra, who's been swiped at, and the referee hasn't given that. Chance for Real Sociedad to break, but Lacroix on the cover did well enough to keep the ball away from our goal. I will say I'm pretty impressed with Lacroix so far. He's been pretty good. Was not particularly expecting him to be our central starting centre-back when I saw that we were linked to him, but seems to be working so far. I would prefer Colwell to be there, if I'm being honest, but here's Alex Ramiro. Ball through the lines is cut out by Caicedo. I may be. I may be, absolutely. Pedro Neto. Ball in behind for Joao Pedro, who's going to roll his man out here on the right-hand side. Back to Neto. Playing very close to the touchline. It's a ball into Palmer. He's going to try and play it into Palestra, but unable to get there. Here's Ramiro again. Is Lacroix left-footed? No, he's right-footed. If he was left-footed, it would be a perfect solution for us, because we could play him on the left-hand side and then play Cole centrally, but unfortunately that's not going to work. And Cole can play as a left centre-back, but like it just doesn't. It's not as it doesn't suit him as much, I would say. It's Caicedo into Rogers. Yeah, I'm not sure why Welbeck isn't in the 11, to be honest. Oh, great ball through the lines to Rogers. He's going to play it forward for Joao Pedro. He can't quite get on it. Good reactive goalkeeping from Ramiro there to come out. Yeah, there's a couple of players I will say that are missing from the squad. Tosin's obviously not in the squad. Mudrik's not in the squad. I imagine the majority of those are because of, potential moves. But yeah, Welbeck not in the squad. Henderson obviously is injured, so he's not in the squad despite being, able to train. He can't play because of his injury that he sustained at the World Cup. I know it's very sad to see a player injured, but it's very funny the way that Henderson got injured, let's be honest. Good ball through the lines to Joao Pedro here. He's got Morgan Rogers to his left-hand side, and he does pick him out. Oh, lovely little flick ball back to Joao Pedro. Oh, but he's dwelled on the ball a bit too much, and Kubo can break with the ball now. It's Herrera. Good work from him too, and he's going to play it up to Baraccia, whose touch is a little heavy, and under the pressure of Fofana, is giving the ball away. Here's Lacroix. Jackson's not in the squad. Yeah, I think Jackson is probably off to Villa, let's be honest. That's what's been rumoured for a long time and is still making the rounds. I would keep him, honestly. I can't believe we are entertaining selling Jackson. I know it's because he's the one striker that can get us the most profit, but I can't believe it. Here's Pedro Neto on the right side. Twisting, turning, tries to get it to Joao Pedro, but unable to. It's Oscarsson, who's peeled out to the right-hand side. Now Aaron Buru to Kubo. Ball to Oscarsson. Now back to Aaron Buru. Do we think Lewis gets a move this summer? I don't think so. Just because I don't think let's be real. Newcastle have absolutely gutted their squad. Oh, shots flashed across goal, and Sanchez did save. His Kubo. His shot is then blocked by Lacroix, and Palestra will clear. And it's a great effort. You know what? Left-footed volley from... I'm actually going to give it as a worldie. Left-footed volley from Aaron Buru on the right side, and it's 1-1. Can't even be mad with that. Brilliant technique. Did that update? Okay, it did. Just on the stroke of half-time as well, which is rather frustrating for Xabi Alonso. Excuse me. I want to see a replay of this goal so we can see who's at fault, if any. It's a... You know what? It's a pretty poor clearance from Palestra, but he can't really do much more. And then the strike on goal is just unstoppable. It's Fofana. He's going to surge forward and get the ball to Caicedo. There's been, I think, 3 minutes added on because of the water break. Good ball forward from Caicedo. Here's Joao Pedro. Into the box. He's going to get it to Palestra. Caicedo again. He's going to sweep it out to Pedro Neto this time. to Fofana. Now Palmer, who really hasn't got on the ball today, I will say. Palmer's been a bit missing. James will play the ball across for Palestra. Back to Colwill. Not very many inroads being played. I will say this game seems poised for a Valentin Barco debut because we need someone who can play the ball forward. It's Palmer. Now Reece James. To Colwill, he's playing in a wing-back position at the moment. His ball into Rogers is a bit too forceful, and the Englishman can't keep the ball under control, and the ball is going to go the opposite way now. Here's Kubo surging through on goal. He's got Reece James to keep him company. He's going to go across, though, to Badachea. Ball's going to be played into the middle, but there's absolutely no one there, and Reece James will sweep that up. Ball's going to break after the shot for Palestra, and he's been absolutely clattered off the ball. Bit of a naughty one there from Aaron Burry, the goal scorer. No, to reiterate my point I was making earlier, I don't think Newcastle will sell any more players. Their squad has been absolutely gutted of talent so far. I think they've got to the point where they can't sell anymore without, falling straight back into mediocrity. Is Palmer. Across to Lacroix. Now Fofana. It's Neto. It will be interesting to see if we make subs at half time. I don't think we will, but there's players available on the bench. It's Lacroix again. Across to Colwill. Now Rogers. To Caicedo. And that's the half-time whistle. It's been one of those games again. It's one of the we've been seeing it quite often throughout pre-season. We start very, very well and then kind of start fading towards the end of halves. It seems to be a little bit of indecision in the midfield for who's going to try and be the man to kind of pick up the ball and actually play it forward. And we're seeing those rotations from our attacking players, but it's kind of frustrating seeing João Pedro kind of getting dragged away from central positions and then not being in the box for when we kind of need him to be. We'll have to see if there's any tactical adjustments at half time. But for now, I will quickly move on to the Be Right Back screen. So thank you guys for hanging out so far. I'm going to go get myself some breakfast. I have not eaten today. So I'm going to do that. Be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Give me a sec. This one. I am still a little bit worried that the stream might crash because of the verification thing when I try and end the stream, so let's hope not. Oh, stream is back up on CFC Plus supposedly. I will check. For me it says stream temporarily unavailable. The stream information is temporarily unavailable due to an error. So I am just gonna ignore that. Yes, regular viewers of the stream will know that in my recent streams I've been leaving to get snacks, and my snack has always been granola, and that has not changed today. I'm gonna check Twitter, see if there's anything being said in terms of any changes at halftime. See if there's anyone training or out warming up. Sorry, one of my mutuals has said that the stream has turned into an impressionist painting. Very funny. Can't see any talks of changes so far, so I think that we probably will come out in the second half the same way we ended the first. I'll keep the CFC Plus stream up and open in the background just in case it does come back, but I don't think it will be. Works on the mobile app? Weird. Very, very weird. Is there anything... I'm trying to think. Is there anything that we can tick off on the bingo card so far? Who got the assist for... Adam? Oh, I mean, it's Adam Burrow scored, so fullback got this assist. I was going to say, it didn't matter about the assist. He's a fullback himself who scored the goal. For me, it just shows random clips of a player that's signed. That's wild. I do think there will be, because of the amount of backlash that there has been, I can see it a lot on Twitter when I check on Twitter. I do think there should surely be refunds given out for people that have bought the subscription specifically for the preseason games. I would be quite upset if I was to have spent my money for how poor it has been over the last 6 games. The streamer is now picking up the pitch. I'm trying to see. There are some players from the Real Sociedad team warming up, but I don't know. I can't actually pick out who they are. On the Chelsea side, we are on the opposite side of the pitch, out of frame, so that's brilliant. Obviously, these cameras, because they are Sociedads, are going to be focusing on their team instead of ours, which they wouldn't be doing if we were on the actual correct stream, but there we go. I am going to keep complaining about it. Oh. I've refreshed. And now I'm getting... Oh! Wait, no, it's the same cameras, but I am now getting the CFC Plus stream working. I don't know why I'm attempting to use this stream instead of the other one, because the other one was better, but there we are. We'll see. There are a couple of shirts that are being prepared. The two that I see are Hato and Romeo Lavia. So they might be players that are coming on, maybe not at half-time, but maybe 60 minutes or so, possibly. Cameras have also now picked out Romeo Lavia, who might be the one coming on. I do think it will be a little bit too early for Enzo to come into the team, considering he's barely trained, but it's quite a few of those as well. The players are now coming out for the second half. I don't think there is going to be... Don't think there's going to be any changes. It doesn't look like. Reece James and Caicedo are both out, so midfield not changing at least. Yeah, exactly the same 11 as we saw in the first half. Also, I forgot the timer. Brilliant. I've just seen that. We will... What do you think of Jackson? I think we should never have gotten rid of him. I think that he is clearly, apart from João Pedro, our best striker that we currently employ. I've always been a big Jackson defender. I always have been. That's not going to change. I think he's a great player. This will be the second half kicking off with Real Sociedad kicking off from right to left. We are underway. John Martin to play the ball through the lines immediately. It's Kubo, tackled by Fofana. Now Caicedo into Palmer, tries to feed João Pedro, but unable to get on the ball. Here's Herrera. Oh, mistake. And Caicedo is now going to pick up the ball. Here's Palmer, who's playing a little bit more centrally than we saw him in the second half, or the first half rather. Caicedo will sweep the ball out to Pedro Neto on the right. He's going to dink the ball into the box for Rogers, who gets away from his man and gets it across, but No one could reach it. Instead, it's going to fall for Palestra on the opposite side. Puts the ball back in. It's going to fall for Palmer here. Can't get the strike past Carlos Soler. There's an issue I keep having. For some reason, I just can't, and I keep checking. I just cannot retain the information in my head of what their left back is called. I keep seeing it and then it goes out of my head. It's Gomez. I need to remember that. Here's Fofana. To Neto. Cuts inside and gets it to Caicedo, who plays it through for Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. He's drifting into the box. It's a very, very crowded box. Twisting and turning Palmer. Bought himself some room and he's going to get it out to Reece James. He's going to play one of those lofty balls to the back post for João Pedro. And I'd said it in my video when I was previewing the possible Chelsea setup onto Xabi Alonso that those crosses from Reece James in that inside 10 are absolutely deadly. And that's exactly why. It's beautiful, that. And if he gets a brace, if anyone gets a brace, we will get bingo. Get one line. And it all comes from Palmer just absolutely ripping Gomez apart on the left-hand side. And the ball goes in from Reece James. From that typical, I like to call it the Aspilicueta position. Remember when him and Morata were linking up from that area? Straight to the back post. Lovely weight. Bullet header from João Pedro. Brilliant. Now we're ahead. Let's stay ahead this time. Here's Palestra into Rodgers. Palestra again. João Pedro. Palestra tries to play the ball forward for Cole Palmer, but intercepted. Here's Gomez to get the ball away. It's a really good ball as well to Baraccia. But great defending from Fofana. But he's given it away here, Fofana. Here's Osterson. And Baraccia has ran out of room on the left-hand side. It will be a goal kick. And a big chant of Reece James, he's one of our own, comes up as he was the one who made the intervention to stop the advancing winger. Sanchez with the long ball. Good work from Pedro Neto to get on the end of that long ball, but he's headed it into the turf and he will pick it up now. Here's Palmer. Oh, there's so many options for him, but he couldn't pick out one. He's going to get it out to Rodgers. Or rather, João Pedro, who took the strike, who had peeled out to the left-hand side, and it will be a Chelsea corner. It was a little dummy from Morgan Rodgers to allow the ball to fall to João Pedro on the left, who took a strike on the weaker foot, but... Oh, rather, it was Palestra who dummied that, actually. We will see a lot of this under Xabi Alonso. There's these weird players being in weird positions. Corner's been taken short. It's dinked in from Reece James, this time seeking out Neto, but unable to get on that. And Ramiro will kick the ball long. Lovely touch from Reece James to take it out of the sky. Beautiful. And he's played it out to Palmer here. Cutting inside Palmer. Gets it to Reece James, who's starting to enjoy himself out there. He's popped up, tried to take the first time shot, and it's very high and wide, but why not? Are there any substitutes? Not at the moment, no. Who do you think is a player to watch for the upcoming season? I think Palestra is the main one. Palestra, Chavarria, those are my two kind of main pickouts for players that might surprise one or two of you. Good work from Fofana to get it to Caicedo. Also, Lacroix has been good so far in this game. I guess he's another one. Everyone else we kind of know about is the thing. Here's Palmer. Good ball in from behind. Oh, Joao Pedro just unable to get there as he was shrouded out by John Martin. I will say that the team is very much getting boosted by the crowd. And they're kind of dragging the crowd with them in terms of playing good front football. So Parma's getting a lot more involved in this second half, which is something I was calling for in the first half. It's making life a little bit more difficult for the Spaniards. I hope they have that Premier League stream service in more countries than Singapore soon. I would be very, very shocked if in seasons to come they do not bring it to the UK and other places, because I think that this is speaking from a business perspective, I've always said that a Netflix style subscription service for the Premier League would be the most profitable thing that they could do. They understand that, and that's why they're trialing it. Let's be honest. This isn't. They're not just doing it for the sake of, oh look, we're doing something nice for the Singaporeans. It's very much we are trialing this to see if it is applicable for other areas and how profitable it will be. In terms of how much they are charging for it and things like that. I think it's 20. I think it works out to £25 a month. Carlos Soler with a long ball, but very, very aimless, and it's going to go out for a goal kick for Chelsea. Another Pedro goal will give you 2 bingos. Will it? I guess 1 bingo. Here's Palestra. Good work to hold on to the ball. Now Reece James. To Lacroix. Up to Fofana, who's pushed very, very high. Now Caicedo. Colwill. It's a lot of rotation going on. I will say the outside centre-backs are going very, very high and making it quite difficult for the backline to track everyone. Here's Pedro Neto. Now Fofana, who's in that wing-back position. Back to Neto. He's going to play it into Caicedo, who plays it into Rodgers, who whips it across for Joao Pedro, who just can't get his feet sorted. It's a nearly moment. It's a corner, though. Oh, a set-piece goal. Oh, yeah. Well, at the end of the game, if we do end up winning. I can't, but... You know what? It's a very good intervention there. Here is Pedro Neto to take the corner. It's going to be an outswinger from the left-hand side. Dinked into the front post. And it was Lacroix who was in the box waiting for it, but it just got taken off his head in the end by Jean Martin. There are substitutes warming up now for Chelsea on the sideline. One of them is Mike Penders, who I would really like to see get some more game time, if I'm being honest. But I would be I feel like it is quite doubtful for him to get off the bench, let's be honest. Here's Palmer. Reece James. Under a lot of pressure, but he deals with it well. Ball will go back to Sanchez. Now Lacroix. Ball through the lines for Pedro Neto, but he can't keep the ball. Yeah, I do think that obviously, again, the numbers aren't finalised, but I do think a lot of the players will be locking in their numbers for next season. I think Penders being 39 is probably what he'll be for the actual season. Ball through the lines from Colwill is a brilliant one to Palmer, and he's been fouled. The referee tried to play advantage, but allowed us to play on instead. Or take the free kick instead, rather. Here's Palmer. Out to Pedro Neto. Ball into Palmer on the right-hand side. He's got 2 man next to him. And he's smacked it off one of them for a throw. Here is Caicedo. Looking for a pass here, Caicedo. The run off the ball was from João Pedro, but not picked out. Colwill will get this out to Palestra. And Colwill's continued this run here. And he did get the ball back, but unable to get the ball into the box, and a foul has been committed by the Englishman in the end on Adamburu. It's Soler round the corner, but he's fouled whilst he played the ball. Just Palmer being a bit too aggressive there. Free kick taken quickly. It's Aramburu. To Kubo. To John Martin. Now Gomez. Cheo will play the ball in, but it's a comfortable grab from Sanchez in the box. Oof. A little bit of a lackadaisical play from Colwill there. Almost gives the ball away, but he's rescued by Sanchez, who clears it up the pitch. It's Herrera. Caicedo battling away against Kubo and does well to win the ball. Going to get it to João Pedro, who plays it back. Now Reece James. Brilliant ball through the lines to Palmer. Shrugs off one. He really wants a goal here, you can tell. And he tries to take the strike. It's going to fall for João Pedro. James with a lovely little flick. Oh my goodness, you can't quite get it. Rogers. Palmer. Cross the box. João Pedro can't get on the end of it. There's so many near moments here. And Real Sociedad are up against the ropes a little bit here. Stripped and ready on the sideline is Enzo Fernandez, by the way. So we'll see what the reaction will be. Because he was booed when his name was called out earlier. Yeah, Fofana has been playing pretty well. I think that, again, this system kind of suits him a little bit better. Because he's allowed to be his aggressive self in the 3 and still have two defenders behind him. Whereas when he's in the 2, he doesn't have that luxury and kind of leaves gaps in behind. Ball's been cleared, but it should fall to the head of Palestra, who will win the ball in the air and then win the ball on the ground too. And he's then fouled. Good work from Palestra again. And Malo Gusto is also on the sideline, as is Josh Achampong, as is Penders. There's loads of substitutes going to be made, it seems. Good to see Penders get some extra minutes. Here's Pedro Neto on the right hand side. Palmer takes a strike. Oh, curling, but not curling enough. Is that an indication that Enzo... Oh, Enzo is absolutely staying. Unless something absolutely mind-boggling happens, like, you know, a team comes in and offers us like 150 million, like, he is staying. Because his only real option was the ultimatum that we offered to City, and they didn't take it, so... I imagine he will be staying. At least for another year. So, preliminary changes... First of all, it will be Malo Gusto coming on for Morgan Rogers. Mike Penders on for Robert Sanchez. Oh, big boos. Really big boos for Enzo Fernandez. Enzo has come on for Reece James and has taken the captain's armband. And Lacroix is the man coming off for Josh Acheampong, I believe. So, going to be a bit of a formation change here, I'd imagine, with Gusto coming on for Rogers. It'll be interesting to see who goes where. Obviously, Acheampong is a straight swap with Lacroix. Enzo's a straight swap with James. I imagine Palestra's probably going to move into some kind of attacking position. Neto has moved over to the left, which is interesting. Let's see. Oh, so Gusto is going to move to right wing back, I believe. Neto's going to move into the 10 where Rogers was. It's a bit weird, but there's been some changes for Real Sociedad too, but they didn't actually call out who they were, so not too sure who's come on. Here's one of them, the number 38 is going to cut inside immediately, play it to Gomez. It's Martial. He's giving it away to Cole Palmer. He's going to search down the right hand side here. He needs some support, but didn't get any, and then ran out of room. Launch ball in full flow. It's been stop-start today. We'll have to see one of those proper attacking moves for me to tick that off. I would like... This is going to sound crazy. I would like to see them get some shots on goal because I want to test Penders. I want him to prove himself a little bit. Didn't really get the opportunity to before. Here's Oscarsson who gets it across. It will be a chance for him to save something, but blocked ahead of him. Danger still not cleared. Well, now it is because the attempt from Carlos Soler was very high and wide. No trouble on Penderson's goal. Am I a Chelsea fan? Absolutely. Here is Mike Penders on the ball. Left-footed, lofty ball up to João Pedro, but unable to hold on to that. Ball through the lines to Oscarsson. Now Gomez. To Martial. Back to Gomez, and it's going to be a strike from outside the box, which is again very long way off. Penders looks like he's 8 foot tall. I mean, he's close enough. when he puts his arms out, he probably is. I'm gonna say this, and you guys are gonna meme it, and I don't mean it in that way, but he is 6'7". Looks like Colwill. Little flick from Pedro Neto doesn't work out, but Caicedo will win the ball. João Pedro in the middle, lovely feet to get away from two men. Ball to Enzo, who's getting booed every time he gets on the ball. I can't tell if it's boos from the English Chelsea fans or if it's boos from the Spanish fans. I think it is the Spaniards in the stadium that are booing. Ball forward from Pedro Neto to João Pedro. Good touch from him. Oh, there was space for for Palmer, but he didn't take it. It's a very good bit of play from him to somehow win a corner as well, João Pedro. I would love to see Barco get on. Oh yeah, one of you've just said that as well. I think eventually Barco will probably come on for Caicedo. Ball whipped in by Pedro Neto. Oh, it's Enzo Fernandez at the front post who tried the loopy one to the back post and it didn't quite work out for him. Here's Alex Romero. Adam Burr. Ball forward. It's a good one. Aaron Burr again. He's going to try and get the ball again here, Aaron Burr, but good defending from Enzo Fernandez. A lovely little flick to get it to his South American teammate in Caicedo, who then gave him a hospital pass that got him fouled, but free kick to Chelsea. I think they have called for a second hydration break. Yeah, they have. So, break for me as well. I think the only reason we don't have a sleeve sponsor is because our previous sponsor ran out. Forget what they were called. But they ran out like a couple of weeks ago. No, just before pre-season, I'm pretty sure. It's not whale fin, but it was one of those, odd sponsors that we had. It's a brilliant second goal from João Pedro. They're showing replays of that now. I don't know if it's particularly hot in London. I'm not sure why they're having hydration breaks. I guess it is a pre-season staple. Over here in the east, it's only 21 degrees, so I'm not really sure why they're doing that. IFSAI, that was our front sponsor. That was our front. We're talking about sleeve sponsors. It was called. It had like a 3-letter thing. It was called like. I don't know. I remember the logo looking a bit like the old BlackBerry logo. I'm trying to remember. I'll search it up because it's going to annoy me. FPT, I think is what it was. And we also had the Fever one. Yeah, FPT was the one I was thinking of. The game will restart soon. Players are back onto the pitch now. Am I happy Enzo is staying? I am completely and utterly apathetic towards him staying, if I'm being honest. I didn't care whether he stayed or go. I don't think it mattered. Like, if he stays, brilliant, he can play. If he got sold, we get 120 million and we get a defensive midfielder. Like, it really doesn't matter. Ball forward for Joao Pedro here. From the surging run of Colwell, who'd ran halfway up the pitch. Because I think there's two sides to it, right? Because Enzo, of course, is not the player that we need in that defensive role, but he is still a good player, and can be, suffice to say, he can fulfill a role in the team. There's no doubt in that. Corner for Chelsea will be taken by Neto. But yeah, if he got sold, then I feel like we would probably invest in a more defensive-minded midfielder, and it would just improve us in that area. But we've opted not to do that, so. Ball cleared, and it will come back out to Neto on the right-hand side. He's going to whip the ball in. Fofana forward. A little bit of panic from the Spanish defence, but Palmer sweeps up as the ball came back to him. And Penders will pick up the ball now. Cole's played a bit like Kante. I've seen him all up and down the pitch. You're gonna see that all throughout this season from every single player, I believe. It's very, very, very common thing of Xabi Alonso football that players just pick up weird positions and just rotate and just everywhere. Ball's fallen for Malagusto here. I think this is the first touch of the ball. Gets it to Palmer. Brilliant tackle. It's Torrientes who just come off the bench with the challenge. It's Aaron Brewer. Ball whipped out for Gomez on this left-hand side. Into the box. Here's Marshall. So whipped across the face of goal, but too powerful for anyone in the middle to connect with. It will go out for a Chelsea throw on the left-hand side. Here's Balestra. Thrown to the floor will be a free kick. Will be Colwell to take. Plays it short to Neto. Good work from Joao Pedro in the middle to spin his man. He's been fouled once again. So Joao Pedro has been dropping into the 6th position for half the game. There's going to be a lot of changes. Oh my goodness. Hato, Lavia, Estevao, Pep Chavarria, and Jamie Gittins. So Palmer's coming off for Gittins. First change. So no Barco, which is surprising, especially considering Caicedo is one of the players coming off. Colwell's also coming off. I think Neto is also coming off. Big cheer for Pep Chavarria as he comes off the bench. Big Stamford Bridge welcome for the number 29, who probably won't be wearing that number in the actual season, but there we are. And Hato has also come on. I think Hato's going to move into that left centre-back role to replace Colwell. So Lavia into the middle. Achempong is on the right-hand side now. Here he is. Plays the ball up to Esteban. Now Achampong. Good ball through the lines to Malo Gusto. He's going to play the ball first time for Joao Pedro. Surging through on goal. Onside. Can he make a brace? He can. Of course he can. Brilliant goal. And that is bingo. And you'd expect it from him. What? You know what? Fair fucks. Malo Gusto playing in that inside 10. Might have been mistaken. He's been it before. Has he always been blonde? No, he's recently got it re-dyed, I believe. He was blonde before, but he's recently got it redone. Which we know, for some reason, when he has blonde hair, he just plays better. I don't know why. How must it feel to be a Brazilian, knowing that this absolute fucking demon was not taken in your World Cup squad? I can't believe it. It's a brilliant finish into the far corner with a pass from Malo Gusto on his weaker foot, by the way. Really good work from the Frenchman. And he's on for a hat-trick now. Ball over the top. Will fall to Fofana, who's now playing in the central role, by the way, Fofana. Has Pep Chavarria gone into... I think he's... Yeah, he is playing as the left wing back, but... He was just very high at that moment. Here is Pep Chavarria to launch the ball forward. Malo Gusto's playing as a striker at the moment. Here's Harto. Ball into the middle for Lavia. Now Joao Pedro, lovely flick to Gusto, gets it to Achampong. This is quick football from Chelsea. Esteval on the right hand side. People getting on their feet for him anytime he gets on the ball. Josh Achampong will clean up for his loose touch though. It's Lavia. I'm actually going to take the Alonso ball in full flow now. It's Harto. Enzo. Sweeping ball to the right hand side for Esteval. Gets it down on his chest. Brilliant work. But he's been tackled from Gomez. Good work from them. But he's cut him back and won the ball back though. Good endeavour from a young Brazilian. Here is Gomez. Plays it all the way back to Alex Romero. Ball will eventually go forward, but a little bit of keep ball between the goalkeeper and his centre-backs. Arenberry. Lavia with the interception, and now it's Malo Gusto in the inside 10. Plays it out to Esteval. Being doubled up on, and he's forced to go back. Good ball from Enzo out to Esteval again, who's going to cut inside this time and tries to take a strike, and it's deflected off of two players and will be eventually cleared. Penders. Out to Harto. Ball over the top. It's a good one. To Jamie Gittins, who's crept into the box and been fouled there, referee. But Ref didn't say anything about it. The ball will be eventually cleared. Good interception from Josh Achampong. Here's Esteval to Enzo. Whips it out to Gusto on the right hand side. Ball's going to be played back to Fofana now. Chavaria. Up to Gittins. Gets away from one. Plays it back. Ball's whipped into the box, and it's a good intervention from Gomez to stop Esteval from getting a tap in. Romeo Lavia, good defending there. Another sweeping ball from Enzo, seeking out Gusto on the right hand side. Ball to Achampong. In behind for Esteval, into the box now. Cuts inside, cuts outside, but ran out of room as he got to the byline. Oh, and the stream has now died again. Brilliant. Well, back to the Spanish one. I think there's been some changes for Real Sociedad again. I think Gomez has come off. I'm not entirely sure who's come on. It's John Martin. Dwelling on the ball. Plays it back to his keeper. No pressure from the Chelsea team here. Allows Alex Ramiro to pick up a pass in the inside channel. The ball will go all the way back to him though. Now a bit of pressure will come in from Malagusto. And Esteval will win the ball back, but kept in. But only as far as Fofana. Esteval again. Now Gusto. He's going to whip the ball in. Oh, it's a terrible cross. It was aimed for Jamie Gittins at the back post, but not enough whip or bend on it. Aaron Buru. Crowd has got a little bit quiet here, as Sociedad are playing the ball quite slowly out from the back, but ball goes up eventually to the left back here, who's taken on Esteval and done really well there. Gets the ball across, and it will be pulled back for a foul from Esteval. Defending for Chelsea to do from the set piece. Whipped in. Oh, and it whiskered past the far post. It was knocked back in, but then cleared. More defending to do, though, as the ball's going to be whipped into the back post, and Josh is there, but doesn't get on the ball, and Enzo will head it away. Now Gittins will be beaten to that, and the ball's going to go to the far post, but whisker wide of the post again. Penders will see it go out for a goal kick. I think it was Carlos Soler who eventually took that strike on. Here's Gittins. Enzo will switch the ball to Achampong. He's turned around and played a hospital pass to Lavia, but he's done well, the Belgian, to get away from his man and surge up the pitch. And he's going to play the ball forward for Joao Pedro as well, who can get his hat-trick here if he wants, but stopped his Estival! Oh, it's a block in there. I think there was a block in there. The referee says goal kick, though. Maybe just snatched at this. Let's see. It's great work from Romeo Lavia in the middle, who will be an invaluable asset if he can stay fit. Oh, it is just a snatch shot in the end. Smash out. Lays it off. Ball across, and it's cleared away by Harto for a corner. Chelsea a little bit nervous in our defending at the moment, I will say. A little bit more pressure coming from our Spanish opposition in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Corner taken short. And Aaron Buru will take another strike, and this time it's blocked by Fofana, I believe that was, and then Gusto's fouled as he tries to break away. Here's Fofana. To Enzo. Lavia. Good under pressure as always. Fofana again. Cross for Harto. He's going to try and break through the middle here and does so brilliantly. Great work from the Dutchman. He's surging up the pitch into space. Plays the ball in for... Oh, Joao Pedro slipped as he got on the ball in the box. And will have to recycle the ball to Chavarria. It's Lavia. Achampong out wide for Malagusto. Little flick pass around the corner for Estival. Ball will eventually come back to Fofana now. It's Lavia. Gittinson made a run, but he wasn't picked out by Fofana. Centre-backs need to get their heads up a little bit here, I will say. It's Enzo. Cross to Josh. Now Gusto. Inside for Lavia. Good hold-up play from him again. He's brilliant under pressure. Oh, his pass is a little bit lacklustre, though. Estival can't get on the end of that. It will be a chance for them to break, but Fofana, as ever, is very quick in his recovery, and we'll get it to Penders. Now Josh, through the lines for Enzo, to Gusto. Under a lot of pressure, he's almost given it away. Oh, Gusto, you got to be careful with those. It's Harto. How's Chavarria playing? He hasn't really gotten on the ball enough for me to be able to give him a judgment, to be honest. Here's Josh Achampong. Brilliant surging run. Oh, and then his pass is, again, a little bit lacklustre. But Chavarria snaps in with a tackle. The ball has gone to Gittins, who I think was miles offside, but the flag stays down. He's going to surge into the box now. He has been fouled. There's going to be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time. Maybe one last chance for Chelsea to get a goal from this set piece. The Stamford Bridge crowd sings Enzo Fernandez's name as he's standing over the free kick to take this. Cameras have rightly picked out Austin McPhee, who's on the sideline chanting instructions. Swung in by Enzo. Oh, he actually tried to take that on himself at the end, but too much power. Not enough direction. Another one that will be disappointing for the set-piece coach to not see the ball being played into the box. Two minutes to play. Good pressure from Chavarria to force Real Sociedad back. It's John Martin back to Alex Ramiro. The ball's going to be played in behind here, but Fofana will track it all the way. And good defending from him, sees it out for a goal kick. That will probably be that, if I'm being honest. We're into the final minute. Penders will take the goal kick quickly, though. Is Enzo. Seems like we are just running down the clock at this point. Players not particularly trying to get the ball forward. Is Enzo. To Lavia. Back to Enzo. Now Gusto. To Josh. He's forced back to Wes. Here's Enzo again. And that will be the final whistle. Chelsea have won 3-1. So we get the Chelsea win, and that is not a set-piece goal, unfortunately. So we don't get two bingos. We do get the one bingo for the brace from João Pedro. An absolute belter from Aaron Buru from the opposition, who will stop us from getting a clean sheet, which is unfortunate. Caicedo not player of the match. I will say that was probably João Pedro as well, so we're not going to take that off. Yeah, good result from us, especially considering it's our last preseason game. I think we saw a lot of promising things there in terms of our attacking patterns, in terms of our solidity when we had our main defenders on the pitch. Again, just a little bit of unfortunate circumstances when it comes to their goal, considering that it was a clearance that fell to a player who smacked it first time on a volley. You can't really do much about that, let's be honest. But I will say, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. This has been an absolutely insane stream in terms of all the numbers. Like, I think this is the most amount of concurrence we've ever had in terms of peak and average. Most amount of views we've ever had on the stream. Most amount of active chatters. It's like crazy numbers. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you enjoyed the stream, then don't be sure to kind of, follow me. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing these types of watch-alongs for pretty much every game that Chelsea do throughout the season. And obviously I make content as well throughout the season, which I think the first main bulk video should come out sometime soonish. If you want to, be informed of that, obviously hit the subscribe button. I'm going to put my emotes in chat if I can. Can I put the emotes in chat? Is it gonna work? Here we go. There we go. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. This is going to be the end of the stream, and hopefully this doesn't crash when I try and end the broadcast. But yeah, I'll be back for the start of the season, which I think is in about 8 days. So I should actually check when that is. I should definitely check what specific day that is. Our opener against Fulham at Craven Cottage is on the 24th of August, and it's an 8 PM kickoff. So yeah, we'll absolutely be streaming that on Monday. So I'll see you then. Peace.